morning to all. Today I'm Dr. Jennifer. I'm going to take topic from TSN, mumps. Mumps is a communicable disease which is spread from one person to another person. Basically, mumps, according to the clinically, how can we classify mumps? Mumps is enlargement of the parotid gland, which is non-suppurative enlargement and tenderness of the parotid gland. Everybody know gallbladder या galfugi. In local language we call this galfugi or gallbladder. Okay, in that a parotid gland it gets swell and the non-suppurative stage means pus doesn't come out from there, and when you touch it causes tenderness. Okay, we feel very difficult to deglute the thing, and there are so many other symptoms which we will see in this mumps. Okay, so basically it is an acute infectious disease. It is caused by RNA virus named as rubelovirus of the family Paramyxoviridaceae. Okay, so basically it is caused by the rubelovirus. Okay, and from 1 lakh cases every year in India, 100 to 1000 cases are of mumps. Okay, and peak level of having mumps is 2 to 5 years of age. Between these 2 to 5 years of age, there are more chances of having mumps. Okay, so basically we find people who have mumps in the younger age, like 2 to 5 years of age. Okay, so in PSA we have to study mump in some under some headlines. Okay, so first headline will be agent factor, then we have to see the host factor, and then we have to see the environmental factor. So first thing, agent factor. Agent means the positive thing or positive organism is known as agent. Host means in which the positive organism develop is known as host. And environmental factor, the factor which support this agent to grow in that host is known as environmental factor. Okay, so agent, we will see in agent factor. First heading will be agent. As such, we know, I told you which virus is there, rubelovirus, right? So positive agent is Myxovirus parotitis. Okay, Myxovirus parotitis. It is a RNA virus of the Myxovirus family, and the virus can be grown rapidly in chicken embryo or tissue culture. There is only one serotype. Okay. So as such, we know agent is Myxovirus parotitis. Source of infections, both clinical and subclinical cases, means the person who is infected and who doesn't show the symptom, that person is also the source of infections, means from that person also the infection can be spread. Probably the virus can be isolated from, if we have to isolate this mumps virus, from where we can isolate it. First of all, it is it is the infection of parotid gland, so we can isolate this organism from our saliva. Okay, from saliva we can isolate, then or from swab taken from one surface of the Stenson's duct. Okay, then virus has also been found in the blood, urine, human milk, and occasion in the CSF, but probably we can isolate this organism from the saliva. Okay, then communicability, period of communicability, how many days it takes from one person to other person to get communicate. Okay, so that duration is 4 to 6 days from the onset of the symptom, and a week or more than that. Okay, so means probably 4 to 6 days before appearing of the symptoms and 1 week after appearing of the symptom is the period of communicability. Means in this period, in this 1 week of period, if person comes in contact with you, that person have high chances of having the mumps. Okay, from that infected person to the non-infected person. Then once if you have the mumps, the estimate to be about 86%. Like secondary attack is very rare. Once you get the mumps, you have an immunity, and 86% chances are there that next time you won't get the mumps. Okay.
3.
So agent factor is clear for you. Agent, as we see, Myxovirus parotitis, source of infection, clinical, subclinical cases both are infected, and 1 week of period is probably the communicable period. Okay. Now we will see the host factor. What is the host factor? Okay. So in host factor, under age and sex, around 5 to 9 years of age, children are more susceptible to have the mumps. Okay. But more except this thing, all age groups are included. In fact, adults also have the mumps. Okay, so probably it is seen between 5 to 9 years of age group or 2 to 9 years of age group, but adults also can get infected of this mumps. Okay. Immunity, if we have mumps attack once, it gives the lifelong immunity. So one attack gives the lifelong immunity. Then environmental factor, mumps is largely an endemic disease, cases occurs throughout the year, but the peak incidence is in the winter and the spring. Okay, so it is an endemic disease, that means it can occur worldwide in all the temperature it can occur, but probably the peak level will be from winter and spring. Okay, in winter and spring we get more cases of the mumps. Okay, especially where the crowded areas are there, there we can see this mumps rate very high. So in environmental factor, spring and winter, and in crowded places we can see this mumps. Okay, then mode of transmission, the disease is spread mainly from the droplet infections and after the direct contact. So how this disease get transferred from one person to person? If that person is having mumps and if that person cough or have any sputum coming out of his cough, so the other person will get infected from that person. Okay, and next thing is direct contact. If I have a mumps and I come in contact with that other person, so that person also can get mumps by sharing the things. Okay, then incubation period vary from 2 to 3 weeks, usually 18 days. Incubation period is of 18 days. Incubation period means the period in which the patient is infected but doesn't show the signs and symptoms. So that is the incubation period. So in 18 days is the incubation period for this mumps. Then now we will see the clinical features. Clinical feature, mumps is a generalized viral infection, and in 30 to 40% of cases, mumps infection is clinically non-apparent. In clinical apparent cases, we will see the clinical features of mumps. Okay, mumps is a generalized viral infection. Okay, so it can affect whole of your body, not only your parotid gland, but once you have mumps and if it is not treated, in complications we may have more severe clinical signs and symptoms. Okay, so first we will see what are the clinical features of mumps. Okay, basically in mumps we have pain and swelling in either one or both the parotid gland. Okay, first of all there will be pain, swelling of either one side or both the parotid gland. Okay, and not only parotid gland but sublingual gland and submandibular glands are also infected. Okay, so if children have mumps prior onset of this mump symptom, he will come and tell you that I am having an earache or I am having difficulty in opening the mouth. Okay, so this is probably a primary signs and symptom that child may have mumps infection. Okay, so child will complain, I have an earache or I have difficulty in opening the mouth. Okay, later on he may have fever or malaise or body pain. These also symptoms may develop in the mumps. Okay, other organs which are infected by these mumps are testes, pancreas, CNS, ovaries, parotid gland. In severe cases, there may be fever, headache and other constitutional symptoms which may last for 3 to 5 days. And once you have these mumps or parotid gland swollen, in 1 to 2 weeks duration, automatically that swelling will come down. Okay, so probably 7 days is more infective period, and after that slowly swelling start coming down. So mumps basically get cures in 1 to 2 weeks. Okay. Include orchitis, ovaritis, then pancreatitis, meningoencephalitis, thyroiditis, neuritis, hepatitis and myocarditis. These are the complications of mumps. Okay, high fever usually accompanied by orchitis, which develop the typical 7 to 10 days after the onset of the parotitis. Okay, there will be bilateral orchitis plus mumps. Upper abdominal pain, there will be upper abdominal pain, lower abdominal pain, and rare complications include nerve defect, polyarthritis, hydrocephalus, encephalitis, cerebral ataxia. Okay, so basically if we have to see the complication, in complications we see that our testes, ovaries, these glands, basically mumps is the infection of the glands. Okay, so like this, when it affects the parotid gland, likewise in its complication it also cause infection to these things. Okay, so orchitis, ovaritis, pancreatitis, these are the complications of mumps. Okay, 5% which affect approximately in mumps is also affected in pregnant women. 25% of incidents are seen in pregnancy also. Okay, so what will be the prevention of mumps? In prevention we have to give the vaccination for the mumps. First is vaccination and immunoglobulin. So in vaccination, a single dose of 0.5 ml intramuscular produces detachable antibodies in 90% of the vaccine. Okay, and for children over 1 year of age we have to give this vaccine. Okay, so basically for mumps prevention is vaccinations, that is we have to give vaccination. Already we have after the delivery we give mumps vaccines to the children. Okay, so if vaccine is given, probably it prevents mumps in that children. And specific immunoglobulin, that is MIG, is available, but its protective effect has not been established. So in immunoglobulin it also can helps the mumps. So according to the WHO, the mumps spread cannot be stopped. Okay, because its incubation period is long. It takes 1 or 2 weeks for its symptoms to appear. Then slowly it starts swelling and eventually it comes down. So clinically it is not possible to stop this mumps because the incubation period is high. Okay, only thing we can do for this patient is we have to isolate the patient if he has the mumps. Okay, swelling automatically after 1 or 2 weeks it will come down. So by that time, if the person is having fever, headache or any other symptoms, only that can be treated with the antibody. And as such we have said for preventions we have to give the vaccination. So this was our topic, mumps. It is caused by rubella virosa, that is the family of Paramyxoviridaceae. Agent Myxovirus parotitides, and source of infection one person to another, droplet infection. Basic things which you have to know about this mumps is it is enlargement of parotid gland without suppuration and tenderness. Okay, so suppuration is there without tenderness. 1 or 2 weeks for the incubation, slowly the symptoms will develop and it will subsides. And complication, as we have seen, orchitis, ovaritis, pancreatitis, these are the we have to give the vaccination.